Hi guys, I am just making sure that we are up and running and we look good on the iPad. So I always like to bring it up on a secondary device to make sure that all is well. And so far, so good. We look like we're okay here. Tonight, of course, you guys know I haven't been breaking for a couple of weeks. I know I had so much stuff to do, and now we're back on track. But we just have one break tonight, so it's not going to take us a whole lot of time to get done. And that is a half case of Prism. And we broke the first half of this a couple weeks ago, actually. That was one of the last breaks I did before I took my break. There's a lot of break in there, isn't it? Uh, so, yeah, this is the back half of that case that we started before. So let's take a look here and see who is in this one. This is 6 boxes, which is a half case of 2017 Panini Prism Football. This is, of course, break number 2, as I said, the back half of a case. We've actually broken Prism one other time, but that other break was a different one. It was first off the line, so it had a different title. And our eBay end date, of course, was tonight, November the 12th. Live stream schedule also Sunday, November the 12th, 10:15 Eastern, which is right now. Team names are on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right-hand side. We'll scroll down through here, give everybody a chance to refresh your memory as to what team you have. And then we'll get started tearing into these boxes to see what we can come up with. Hopefully we're going to hit some good stuff tonight. Of course, I like Prism, so I don't really think you ever go wrong with Prism, kind of no matter what. But each one of our boxes is going to have 3 autographs in it, and it should have 9 parallels per box as well. But that means we're going to be looking at an 18 autograph break, assuming that Panini doesn't give us any grief. You know how sometimes Panini will replace one of their hits with a rewards point card. Hopefully that's not going to be the case tonight. I am adjusting the focus here a little bit. You are going to see the background go slightly out of focus. And that is because I like to look at the cards up close without all that pesky zooming in and out. Whoops. That can happen. So I take it off of autofocus and try to set a fixed focus for it, which makes life a little bit easier in that regard. So shipping on this, because hey, I'm all caught up, right? Because I got all caught up before I took some time away from breaking. So this should get out the door pretty quickly. Most likely tomorrow. I say most likely because I've got a little stray kitten that wandered in around here over the weekend, and I've got to get it rounded up and taken to the vet. And then I've also got Time Warner, Spectrum, whatever you want to call them these days. They have to come back out and work on my internet connection again. That's time number 7,000 that they've been out here recently. Not really, like the 4th time, I think, in the last 2 weeks. But anyway, between those two things, I should have time to get this, I hope, possibly out the door tomorrow. If not tomorrow, definitely by the following day, this will be on the way to you. So that's the good news, is we will be shipping quickly. We'll find lots and lots of prisms in here, and that is what Panini calls them. Of course, Topps calls them something else. Topps will call them refractors. Panini calls them prism. So we're going to have, we'll have a lot of them, whatever you want to call them, in various colors and forms. First out, Michael Crabtree for the Raiders. That one is to 99, and it is the green. I think that one is called Scope, if I remember right. I don't always remember the name of the patterns very well. And then we'll have a lot of rookie refractors, and this is one of them, Malachi Dupree, Isaiah Ford. Basically, I'll call out the refractors, and we won't the others. Cody Kessler, Mark Ingram. So if I say the name, then you know we're looking at a refractor. And if I don't, then we're not. I think that's the easiest way to do it. There's LaShawn McCoy. That one, being orange, should be numbered, and it is to 275. And then we have Marlon Humphrey, Deshaun Kaiser, Jesse James, Lamar Miller, a little Kid Reporter advertising card there. We'll find a bunch of those too. And if anybody wants one of those, like if you have a kid and you want to enter him in that contest, shoot me a message over and I'm happy to send you some of those codes. Adam Vinatieri for the Colts, numbered to 199 in the blue parallel. Elijah McGuire, Buda Baker, TJ Yeldon, Marvin Jones, and 18% off at the NFL shop, which means it's only overpriced by like 70% if you take that 8% discount. There's a little Jim Kelly for the Buffalo Bills insert, Hall of Fame class insert. Cooper Kupp for the Rams in our orange parallel numbered to 275. Tackrist McKinley, Gerald Everett, Terrence Williams, Damon Harrison, another Kid Reporter. Man, I tell you what, the Broncos are getting thumped. I just saw that score a minute ago. Right before I came in here, I checked the score. Patriots are crushing them, man. And they still won't go to Paxton Lynch. They're back with Brock Osweiler. That's crazy. Chesson for the Chiefs. That is a sticker auto, and it is numbered to 149. Of course, I know, Chiefs, you're looking for Kareem Hunt. We didn't find you Kareem Hunt, but we did find you an autograph hit, so that's the good news. D'Angelo Henderson, Trent Taylor, Aaron Donald, Thomas Rawls, another 18% off. And like the Kid Reporter, if you should happen to want one of those, happy to send you one. Shoot me a message over on eBay. Jason Witten for the Cowboys to 199. Marshawn Lattimore, Corey Davis, Jamal Charles, Sam Bradford, another 18% off. So there'll be some more Prism up and coming. I think I already have a little bit more listed, and then there's even still yet more that hasn't been listed. We've got some Immaculate Football we'll be breaking. The first one is a half case because I split a case with somebody, and then we've got a full case that we'll probably break as a full case somewhere along the way as well. For the Falcons, our hit here is Brian Hill to 149. Stacy Coley, Brian Hill, Cole Beasley, Doug Baldwin. And then, of course, we've got a bunch of new releases. I got a lot of baseball. I've got a lot of basketball. All the stuff that's come out for the last couple weeks. We have to get that broken as well as the new stuff coming. This is to 149 on the Will Fuller for the Texans. Reuben Foster, Kenny Golladay, Mike Evans, Carson Wentz, and a Kid Reporter. I may as well just take that Kid Reporter that was left sitting there on the map. We'll go and get it out of the way now. One less to deal with later. Orange Parallel Duke Johnson for the Browns to 275. Sorry, almost said 175. Tease Tabor, Gerard Davis, Kelvin Benjamin, Jordan Reed. Those were our refractors out of that group. An Instant Impact insert, Cooper Kupp for the Rams. Well, I don't know why I picked all those up because you know I got to flip this. Tackrist McKinley to 149 for the Falcons. Chris Godwin, David Njoku, Aaron Rodgers, Gronk. My Steelers, man, whew, they stunk up the joint today, right? Did anybody watch that game? Like, it was bad. We won, but it was bad. Christian McCaffrey to 149. Nice hit for the Panthers with your Christian McCaffrey. These are all sticker autos, by the way. At least I think everything we've seen so far has been a sticker auto, and I think most everything in here is sticker auto, actually. Rodney Adams, Tariq Cohen, Tyrann Mathieu, Mike Wallace. Yeah, so as badly as my Steelers played, we somehow still won, only because we were playing the Colts probably, and the Colts have had bad luck and lots of injuries. But then we got to turn around and play again Thursday night. Oh, I don't know if we'll be so lucky the second time. C.J. Beathard for the 49ers. A little Mac Hollins for the Eagles to 199. Sama J. Pirine, Tywan Taylor, Phillip Rivers, and Jeremy Hill. And that has box 1 in the books. You probably noticed that some of these boxes, well, all of these boxes, but they may not all be facing you, are numbered on the outside of the plastic. And that is because when we originally opened the case, I took all the boxes out, we numbered them on the end, and then let random.org decide which boxes we opened in that first break versus the boxes that we open up tonight. Which is generally how I do it when we're opening a brand new case of something, if we're, doing it as a split case as opposed to a full-on case. Yeah, so I was trying tonight to get some Topps Luminaries listed, which is, if you guys aren't familiar with it, it's a new product from Topps. It's very high-end. It's similar to Dynasty, except I think maybe better than Dynasty. I think everything's low numbered to like 15 or less. I think it's 15. Could be 25, but it's either 25 or less or 15 or less. And honestly, I'd have to check the sheet again. Anyway, I was trying to get that listed tonight to end on Friday night, along with some other things that I wanted to end Friday night, but Time Warner and Spectrum had other ideas, and they did not let me get that listed, so I'll probably get the first part of that case up maybe Saturday night or Sunday night. But suffice to say, we got a lot of stuff coming up, football, basketball, and baseball, beyond what we would normally have, just because I had those couple of weeks or 10 days or whatever it was where I didn't do any breaks. So we've got stuff busting at the seams. Deshaun Kaiser, instant impact for the Browns. Well, come on off of there, Alvin. Alvin Kamara for the Saints to 275. How about Mark Ingram today, by the way? That was crazy good. Sama J. Pirine for the Redskins. Tywan Taylor, Joe Flacco, Andrew Luck. I was just talking to somebody about Joe Flacco today. Howie Long for the Raiders. Have a little cracked ice, Jabril Peppers for the Browns. That is 45 of 75. Takris McKinley again, Gerald Everett, Tom Savage, and Derek Carr were our refractors. I think I hit the camera, didn't I? I guess I did, yeah. This camera is, like, one thing about it, it has a long cord, and because of the way the cord is attached to the camera, if you hit the cord, it also moves the camera. So not only do I have to avoid hitting the camera, I have to avoid hitting the cord, and I think I don't do that successfully most nights. Brandon Cooks for the Patriots to 199. Marlon Humphrey, Deshaun Kaiser. Did that look like it had a little divot in it? I guess not. Yeah, maybe a little tiny one. Maybe have a little bit of a tiny little, like, almost pinpoint size impression on that Deshaun Kaiser. Jason Witten, Bobby Wagner. Every once in a while you find these with like a little indentation or impression or a little, I don't know exactly what to call it, but something like that on them. Cole Beasley for the Cowboys to 275. Reuben Foster, Kenny Golladay, Chris Hogan, Russell Wilson. We haven't pulled any of our signatures out of this box yet, have we? I don't think so. LaShawn McCoy to 149 for the Bills. Tease Tabor, Gerard Davis, Gerald McCoy, Sheldon Richardson. See, I told you guys, there's a lot of refractors in here. Like, it seems like half of the case. It's probably not quite half, but it seems like half. It's a lot. More than they used to put in them anyway. Nathan Peterman for the Buffalo Bills, next out signature. And was that numbered? No. Nathan Peterman is an unnumbered signature hit for the Bills. Rodney Adams, Tariq Cohen, Brandon LaFell, Blake Bortles. Shelton Gibson for the Eagles. This one is also unnumbered. Whoops, I stacked that on the wrong spot. Stacy Coley, Brian Hill, Terrell Williams, Jeremy Langford. And I tell you what, I'm going to move our base off to the right, our base that we've already looked at anyway. I do have breaking mats off to the right all the way down this table as well. I use those for sorting, so that way we don't have to worry about that stack in the back getting too large, because that makes me nervous when it does. I like to keep it not so big. Eli Manning for the Giants on the insert. A little Russell Wilson green. Again, I think that's called scope, that pattern, to 99 for the Seahawks. Elijah McGuire, Budda Baker, Ezekiel Elliott, Tyrod Taylor. It's going to be interesting to see how the Cowboys do without Zeke for the next 6 games. That's well, at least he'll be back before the end of the year. I guess that's the good news. Brad Kaya to 99 for the Detroit Lions. Green scope. Nice little hit there for the Lions. D'Angelo Henderson, Trent Taylor, Matt Ryan, Kyle Rudolph. Julian Edelman Rise Up insert for the Patriots. Adoree Jackson to 149 for the Titans. Chris Godwin, David Njoku, Cameron Meredith, Alshon Jeffrey. Justin Houston for the Chiefs to 275. You guys are so quiet tonight in chat. That's like crazy. Nobody's chatting or anything tonight. That's very unusual. Malachi Dupree, Isaiah Ford, Kevin White, Dion Lewis. You guys are probably all multitasking, right? You're watching the game and card breaks and probably looking at email. That's the kind of stuff I do anyway. I do some of all of the above, right? I mean, that's just how I am. Matt Stafford for the Lions to 275. I didn't say Marshawn Lattimore, Corey Davis, Jarvis Landry, and Robert Kelly. But I tell you what, just because we have been like kind of crazy with my internet connection tonight, I want to make sure that we're good to go. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna hop over here and take a little look-see again to make sure that we're still rolling along. I mean, I think we are, but you never know. I had that happen like not too long ago, like slightly before I took the time off. I was doing a break, and I thought that I thought we were still live streaming because everything on my end showed that we were a go. And come to find out from after the fact, from messages, that yeah, I guess the live stream actually had cut off somewhere along the way, and I didn't know it. But fortunately, I do always record them locally, so I was able to upload the full break like you know, as soon as I could. That actually was a YouTube weirdness that dropped the stream, and then YouTube kept giving me server errors, wouldn't let me upload the break. This is really odd. But anyway, so then I'm a little paranoid, right? After that happened, and then there was another break shortly, right around that same time, where once again, everything showed fine on my side, but then somebody kept telling me like they could hear it, but they couldn't see it and all this. So I kept starting and stopping and starting and stopping the break. Finally, I just went through with it. And then later got messages, a bunch of people saying, well, I could see it fine and I could hear it fine. But of course, you know, they weren't in chat, so I didn't know that. And the one guy that was in chat kept saying he couldn't see it, or he could see it and couldn't hear it, or could hear it and couldn't see it. I forget which now. Anyway, so moral of the story is I'm paranoid now about it. So I just wanted to double check it there, which I did, and we're all good. But because my iPad doesn't always want to cooperate with me, even though I try to use it to watch, sometimes the iPad, I think the memory fills up on it or something, and it will still show me chat, but it will start, you know, won't play the video. For some reason, it gets kind of weird sometimes. Tavon Austin for the Rams. That one is to 49. Nice low number hit for the Rams. Stacy Coley, Brian Hill, Joey Bosa, Sterling Shepard, 18% off. Which, yeah, it's really not that much, 18%. Chris Hogan for the Patriots to 275 in the orange parallel. And then, are those, oh, I guess that is. D'Angelo Henderson, Trent Taylor, Julius Thomas, Sammy Watkins. A little MVP insert, Joe Theismann for the Skins. Next hit out, Jordan Willis to, does that say 25? Yeah, Jordan Willis to 25. For the Bengals. That's a really nice low number hit for the Bengals. Raekwon McMillan, Charles Harris, Devonta Freeman, Jordan Reed. And actually, I'm going to look back at one of those. I wasn't, yeah, I guess they were all refractors. There's one I thought I sat in there that shouldn't have been in the refractor pile, but I guess I put it in the right place after all. Chad Kelly to 149 for the Broncos. Speaking of the Denver quarterback situation, Wayne Gallman. Little James Conner for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Adrian Peterson, Martellus Bennett, who's oddly enough back with the Patriots again. And isn't that weird? Right? Like he leaves the Packers and he's critical of their doctor, saying, oh, the doctor shouldn't have, you know, should have said he shouldn't be playing and he's going to have surgery, blah, blah, blah. He ends up getting released. He goes right back to the Patriots and hello, he's playing today. And he didn't have surgery, so what's that about? O.J. Howard for the Bucks. I think that's a little suspect, just saying. Isaiah Ford for the Dolphins to 99. Reuben Foster, Kenny Golladay, Greg Olson, Des Bryant. Because, I mean, really, why would you be going after the team doctor with the Packers saying the guy shouldn't have let you play, etc., and then you just turn around and go right back and sign with the Patriots again, and then you're playing today. And it's like 2 days ago when you said you shouldn't have been playing. Mike Williams to 25. And that's a nice one. Patented penmanship insert. Mike Williams, nice low number and a much thicker card. You guys can see from looking at it, much thicker card than what we would normally have in Prism. So that is a nice little hit there for the Chargers. Devontae Mays, Ryan Sweetser, Chandler Jones, Robert Woods. Still can't get used to seeing Robert Woods as a Ram. Charles Clay for the Bills. That is to 99. Green scope. Sammy J. Pirine again. Taiwan Taylor again. Stephon Diggs. Geno Atkins. I guess that's somebody's cleat. I thought that's just the way that light hit that. I thought that was a spot on the card. That's actually somebody's cleat in the picture. Rise Up insert for Le'Veon Bell, who had a good game today. Matthew Days for the Browns to 275 in the orange parallel. Chris Carson, Pat Mahomes, Isaiah Crowell, Mark Ingram, who definitely had a good game today. Isaiah Crowell again for the Browns to 199. Chris Godwin, David Njoku. We've hit both of those a couple of times on the refractors. Of course, most of our rookies are refractors, so there's that. Tevin Coleman, Danny Woodhead. Ryan Tannehill to 149 for the Dolphins. Rodney Adams, Tariq Cohen, Jonathan Stewart, Darren Lee. We'll wait till we finish this box and then move those. Jeremy Hill to 199 for the Bengals. Hassan Reddick, Mike Williams, Jimmy Graham, Sam Bradford. Jerome Bettis, the bus, for my Pittsburgh Steelers, class of 2015 Hall of Famer. For the Titans, Muhammad to 149. Adam Shaheen. There's Mitch Trubisky for the Bears. AJ Green and my man Randall Cobb. Used to play for the University of Kentucky, my alma mater. I love Randall Cobb. Actually, I like all of our ex-UK players. Even the ones who play for the Ravens, right? And the Ravens are like, you know, our big division rivalry there with the Steelers. But we do, you know, have a UK guy with the Ravens. So in that sense, I kind of have to be a little tiny bit for the Ravens. Well, maybe not a little tiny bit for the Ravens overall, but definitely good for him. I root for him. And then sometimes I'll root for the whole team depending on the situation. Like if we're already out of it or whatever, I'll suck it up and try to root for the Ravens. And by we, I mean the Steelers. And it's hard though, right? Because I've got a friend she and her family are gigantic Ravens fans, huge Ravens fans. So yeah, that's tough. If we lose to the Ravens, which fortunately isn't like super often, but it does happen. Yeah, my life was rough for a while after that. That's a tough one. I see. Raylan says she's a Ravens fan. Okay, all right. So I guess it's a good thing then that I said that I sometimes root for the Ravens, right? Does that keep me out of hot water, maybe? I don't know. Well, everybody knows that I'm a Steelers fan. Everybody that breaks with me, you guys all know I'm a Steelers fan. So that's not news to most of you. Eddie Lacy for the Seahawks. Cracked ice to 75. Marlon Humphrey, Deshaun Kaiser again. Jesse James for my Pittsburgh Steelers. Lamar Miller. Zeke in the orange parallel to 275 for the Cowboys. Elijah McGuire, Budda Baker, TJ Yeldon, Marvin Jones. I kind of like that they're putting a lot of those advertising cards in there because I kind of need some. I use them sometimes, you know, on the outer layer of cards, just as an extra little protection kind of thing. And I was running very low. Jamison Crowder for the Redskins to $1.99. I got another friend who's a Redskins fan. Reuben Foster, Kenny Golladay, Mike Evans, Carson Wentz. Super Bowl MVP Doug Williams for the Redskins. Corey Coleman for the Browns to $2.75 in the orange parallel. D'Angelo Henderson. I swear, have we not seen like 100 refractors for D'Angelo Williams? Trent Taylor, Aaron Donald, Thomas Rawls. Okay, yes, I know not really 100, but we've seen him a lot, is my point. I think we've seen a bunch of them. It seems like we have. There's a little Tyreek Hill rise up for the Chiefs. Taywan Taylor for the Titans to $2.75. Hassan Reddick, Mike Williams, Duke Johnson, Khalil Mack. Greg Olsen to $2.75 for the Panthers. Adam Shaheen, Mitch Trubisky, Jordan Howard, Josh McCown. Or McCown. Did I say? Well, it's just McCown. I don't think there's an A in there, is it? It's not McCown. It's just McCown, I think. And there's D'Angelo Henderson again. I'm telling you, man, this kid is stalking this break, right? This is to $149 for the Broncos. Devontae Mays, Ryan Sweetser, Michael Crabtree, Julius Peppers. Another advertising card. A little Pat Mahomes illumination insert. I like those inserts, the multicolored ones, the ones that kind of look like the stained glass. There's a couple of different ones in there. I like those in there this year. Nice change of pace. Myles Garrett for the Browns to $1.99. P. Ryan again, Taywan Taylor, Phillip Rivers, Jeremy Hill. Wow, Panthers are having some kind of break. Not only did you get one Christian McCaffrey, you're getting a second one. This is 10 of 75, a little cracked ice Christian McCaffrey. And meanwhile, the Panthers are really, really happy because they have two Christian McCaffreys and one of them is a cracked ice. Stacy Coley, Brian Hill, Cole Beasley, Doug Baldwin. I think it was ESPN. It was either ESPN USA Today. One of them came out this week with an article talking about Christian McCaffrey, and they're like, yes, he's a white running back, and he's good, or something like that. But I was like, really? But it was, you know, funny. DeMarcus Walker, that one's unnumbered for the Broncos. But, I mean, truly, there are not very many white running backs in the NFL. Wayne Gallman, James Conner, Rashad Williams, LaShawn McCoy. I mean, that is a fact, but it was just unusual for them to have it in the title of their article. It just made me laugh. Zach Miller for the Bears to $149. Rodney Adams, Tariq Cohen, Matthew, Mike Wallace. And there went Randall Cobb again. Dalvin Cook. It's a shame that kid got hurt. For the Vikings. Solomon Thomas, cracked ice, numbered 275. Chris Godwin, David Njoku, Aaron Rodgers, and Gronk. I cannot believe that we hit two Christian McCaffreys in this break. I mean, that's really excellent. And I'm going to check something here. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, all right, we've got 12. Just want to make sure. So this is box 5 of the 6 we're opening tonight. So this box and 1 more to go out of this half case. And then we'll do it all again with another case of Prism starting towards the end of the week. I am super bummed that I could not get my listings up for Friday night, though. I really want to get into that that case of baseball that I was telling you guys about earlier on. Luminaries is what the product is called, and I'm really super stoked to open it. And I was really looking forward to that for Friday night, but now I couldn't get it listed. Boo-hoo. But, you know, allegedly, Time Warner will... Well, they'll definitely be here again tomorrow, but whether or not they get it fixed right, I don't know. It's like unstable somehow, whatever they've done out there. It's crazy. But this time, they're not going to blame my equipment. See, the last couple times that they've been here, they've tried to say, oh, it's your equipment. I'm like, it's not. One of them said it was, one of them said it wasn't. Anyway, I replaced it all, and it's still doing it. So I'm like, now you're definitely not getting out of here trying to lay it off on me this time. So it was funny, the guy on the phone, he had me write down some numbers, and he said, before they leave, I want you to run speed tests multiple times on your Wi-Fi devices, on your regular devices, and if you don't hit these numbers, and he gave me the numbers, he said, then you don't let them leave. I'm thinking, oh boy, these people are just going to move in with me then. LeGarrette Blount for the Eagles to 199. Elijah McGuire, Buda Baker, Jameis Winston, Brian Hoyer. Because, like, I don't think we're ever going to hit the speed that I actually pay for. So I pay for high levels, and I never, ever hit them. MVP Emmitt Smith for the Cowboys. Chandler Jones for the Cardinals to 149. A little Malachi Dupree for the Pack. Isaiah Ford. Laquan Treadwell, Theo Riddick. Brandon Marshall for the Giants to 275 with the orange parallel. Tease Tabor, Gerard Davis, Odell Beckham Jr., Corey Coleman. Le'Veon Bell for my Pittsburgh Steelers to 199. Marshawn Lattimore, Corey Davis, Torrey Smith. That's another one. I thought I saw a little, like, divot on the card, but I guess I didn't. Marcus Mariota. Leonard Fournette finally makes an appearance. Rookie introductions insert for the Jags. Jamal Adams for the Jets to 199. Tackrist McKinley, Gerald Everett, Terrell Pryor, Todd Gurley. How about the Rams, right? Like, did anybody think the Rams were going to be as good as they've been so far this year? I did not. I thought they would be better than they were last year, but I didn't think they were going to be this good. Mitch Trubisky, illumination insert for the Bears. Followed by Mitch Trubisky, orange parallel to 275. Chris Godwin, David Njoku. Whoops. Emmanuel Sanders and Dante Moncrief are also refractors. I didn't realize I picked up the middle of the stack there. Uh-oh. This looks like this is going to be a nice little... It is. Oh, looky, looky, my Pittsburgh Steelers with some TJ Watt. Yeah, that's a nice one. You guys know how much I love me some TJ Watt. Because the kid is good. And he's just going to get better. Rodney Adams, Tariq Cohen, Jared Goff, Brandon Marshall. I know the defensive players don't generally have as high collectability, as high a degree of collectability as the offensive players do. But some of them, you know, like TJ Watt, I think he's going to turn out to be like his brother JJ. I think he's going to stay on the high track of collectability. That is to 275, the Amir Abdullah for the Lions. Marlon Humphrey, Deshaun Kaiser, Devontae Parker, John Brown. I'm glad that they included TJ Watt. Because sometimes, you know, Panini has a tendency to focus more on the offensive players than the defensive players, even when the defensive players can be quite good. D.D. Westbrook for the Jags. Charles Harris for the Dolphins to 49. Nice low number there for the Dolphins. Well, I can get it in there. Pirine, Taiwan Taylor, Charles Clay, DeAndre Hopkins. Travis Rudolph, there's one you don't see very often, for the Giants to 75. Another little cracked ice there. Stacy Coley, Brian Hill, Carson Palmer, Paul Perkins. Tre'Davious White for the Buffalo Bills to 25. 5 of 25. Mr. Tre'Davious White. Mike Glennon for the Bears to 49. Poor Mike Glennon. Well, I shouldn't say poor Mike Glennon. The guy got paid an absolute fortune to sit around on the bench, so maybe not so much poor Mike Glennon, more like rich Mike Glennon. Reuben Foster, Kenny Golladay, Eddie Lacy, Latavius Murray. Although you have to figure the guy wants to play, right? I mean, I'm sure he doesn't like riding the bench, but at the same time, if I was making that much money, I could probably ride the bench. For the Ravens, Marlon Humphrey. So the Ravens are on the board with a signature. D'Angelo Henderson again. Trent Taylor, Delaney Walker, Sammy Watkins. Now, this is one I should point out. You see Sammy Watkins is in his Bills uniform, and we're all used to Sammy being a Bill. But the team name, of course, is the Rams. And down here at the bottom, it shows the date that he was traded to the Rams. So, of course, that card goes to the Rams. But sometimes I know people, you know, watch the breaks and maybe they're paying attention to the uniforms versus the team name that's printed on the card, you know, and then later they get their cards and say, hey, where's my, you know, Sammy Watkins or whatever. So when I see one of those go by, I do try to point them out so that, you know, just as a little reminder that it goes to the team that's on the card, not always reflected in the uniform the player is wearing if it's someone who had been traded recently. Raylan, you've given me you gave us a thumbs up there, so you must have the Ravens tonight, right? Is that your hit? Your Marlon Humphrey? I'm guessing. All right, we are on our last box, box 6 of 6, and these are trying to, let's just make that smaller. That'll solve that problem. So our final box of the night, if we have not yet hit what you're looking for, here's hoping that we hit it tonight. All right, so let me see if I get this username right. I see now. I want to say, well, I'll just go with yeah, so I don't mispronounce the first one. And yeah, because I know what I'm thinking, but that's probably not it. So yeah, I see you on chat, and I'm calling your username. Yeah, and you're calling out for some Colts love. Okay, so let's see if we can. Let's see if the universe can conjure us up some love for the Indianapolis Colts in this last box. We'll see what we can do for you. Steelers, Le'Veon Bell, numbered to 99, green scope. Robert Davis, Chad Hansen, LeGarrette Blunt, Justin Houston. Carl Lawson, another hit for the Bengals. I think we already had, pretty sure we already had a Bengals signature. I guess it could have been a Bengals color instead of signature, but I think it was a signature. Marshawn Lattimore, Corey Davis, Torrey Smith, Corey Coleman. Lots of Corys. And that little stretch. Texans, Deonta Foreman. Unnumbered on that one. Myles Garrett, Evan Ingram, Willie Snead, Golden Tate. A little Fran Tarkenton Hall of Fame insert there. Class of 1986 for the Vikings. Malik Hooker. Well, there's some Colts love for you. Yeah, I know you probably are looking for a signature, but this is a start. That is to 275. Brad Kaya, Marlon Mack. There's a little more Colts love for you. Jamison Crowder, Michael Thomas. So now maybe we can get the universe to deliver something else for you too. Aaron Rodgers insert. We're tearing it up tonight with the Le'Veon Bell. Here is another one. This one to 275 in the orange parallel. I've had several parallels of him. A little TJ Watt refractor. Another nice one for the Steelers. Deonta Foreman, Vance McDonald, Matt Forte. O.J. Howard, rookie introductions for the Bucks. Kevin King for the Pack to 199. Tackrist McKinley, Gerald Everett, Terrell Pryor, Brian Hoyer. Another O.J. Howard instant impact for the Bucks. So a couple of nice O.J. Howard inserts coming up. We just went by there. Myles Garrett for the Browns in the green scope to 99. Chesson for the Chiefs. Beathard, Dalton, Mariota. Cole Beasley to 149 for the Cowboys. Joe Mixon. There's another Leonard Fournette making finally. So we've had I think we've only had 2 Leonard Fournettes in this break so far, right? This refractor and then the insert. Bruce Ellington, Jeremy Maclin. Although I guess we had him in base. I don't pay as much attention to who we see in base as I do our numbered cards and like that. That is to 49 on the Charles Clay for the Bills. Dede Westbrook, Cooper Kupp, Derrick Henry, Paul Pulls. You know I'm not going to get it right. Pulls. We're just going to go with Paul. That was Paul for the Jags. Yeah, I know. Sad. Sad but true. Sad but true. Well, there you go. See, ask and ye shall receive. Yeah, here is your Colts love. That is numbered to 99, a little Quincy Wilson green scope. So you must be doing something right, because there's your hit. Malachi Dupree, Isaiah Ford, Laquan Treadwell, Todd Gurley. That's going to be a low number as well for the Chris Carson for the Seahawks. Number to 25. Looks like that says 11 of 25 if I read it right. LeGarrette Blount to 275. Whoops, put that in the wrong stack. Tease Tabor, Gerard Davis, OBJ, Theo Reddick. Eli Manning for the Giants, blue parallel to 199. Elijah Hood, D'Angelo Yancey, Patrick Peterson, Deshaun Jackson. Okay, so that is the end of this break, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to recap it, and I'm not going to go through all the refractors because seriously, guys, the refractors are like close to 50% of the break. What we will do, of course, is go through our signature hits, and if you guys want to look through the color, which is this stack here, somebody jump into chat and let me know, hey, I want to review the color again too, and I'll be happy to. Otherwise, if nobody jumps in and says that, we'll just recap with our signature hits. For the Colts, Quincy Wilson to 99. For the Texans, Deonta Foreman. That one is not numbered. And all of these are sticker autos. I don't think I saw any on-card auto in here. Carl Lawson for the Bengals, unnumbered. Whoops, why is that wanting to stick together there? Marlon Humphrey for the Ravens. That one is unnumbered. Travis Rudolph for the Giants to 75 with the cracked ice. And what is going on right there? I didn't notice that the first time. I don't think that's supposed to be part of the card design on the back of Travis Rudolph there. So I'm guessing that at some point when old Travis was signing, that looks like ink to me. Does that look like ink to you guys? All that right there? I'm sure it was there the first time and I just didn't see it, but looks like that has some transfer on the back of that one. T.J. Watt for the Steelers, that is unnumbered. DeMarcus Walker for the Broncos, unnumbered. Christian McCaffrey for the Panthers, that is to 75, unnumbered. Unnumbered. That's to 75 cracked ice is what I meant to say. Good grief. D'Angelo Henderson for the Broncos to 149. Mike Williams for the Chargers to 25, and this again is the one that is much thicker than our other Prism cards on that patented penmanship insert. Chad Kelly for the Broncos to 149. Jordan Willis for the Bengals to 25. Brad Kaya for the Lions, green scope to 99. Shelton Gibson, Eagles, unnumbered. Nathan Peterman for the Bills, unnumbered. Second Christian McCaffrey in this break. This one is to 149 for the Panthers. Brian Hill for the Falcons to 149. And then Chesson for the Chiefs to 149. And since no one jumped into chat to say that you wanted to go back through this big stack of numbered and colored cards there, then I am not going to worry about that for tonight. So that wraps us up. Just the one break. That was easy in, easy out. So guys, as always, and girls, thank you so much. I appreciate you breaking with me, bidding with me, spending time with me, chatting, and all that other fun stuff. We are getting back up to full speed, so of course I've got lots of other breaks listed and many more to come. New ones will go up most every night. So I hope I will see you again on a future break of Prism or of something else. Break stuff all the time. So thanks a lot. Have a great start to your week tomorrow, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.